Good morning, students. In today's session, we are going to see what is meant by a magnetic moment on planar coil, magnetic dipole moment, and problems under that. First, we will see what is meant by a magnetic moment. A magnetic moment is also known as a magnetic dipole moment. It is the measure of your object tendency to align with the magnetic field. So it will define as a magnetic strength and the orientation of the magnet or other object that produces a magnetic field. Magnetic moment is defined as a magnetic strength and orientation of the magnet or other objects that produces a magnetic field. Magnetic moment is a vector quantity. It has got both magnitude as well as the direction. So the objects that have the tendency to place themselves in such a way that the magnetic moment vector is parallel to your magnetic field. The direction of your magnetic, since the magnetic moment is a vector quantity, the direction of your magnetic moment points from south pole to north pole of the magnet. Therefore, the magnetic field created is directly proportional to the magnetic moment. Magnetic moment on a planar coil. Now let us consider the rectangular planar coil. So it is going to be the rectangular planar coil of length and width. The length of the planar coil and width of the planar coil. Along the x-axis direction, the direction of your magnetic flux density is shown over here and the direction of the current is shown as in the closed path. Now the coil is having a uniform magnetic field of magnetic flux density B in positive x-axis direction. Now when you see the closed path of the current is going to be 1 to 2, again 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. So it forms a closed path of the current carrying path. When you check your side 3 to 4 and 1 to 2, 3 to 4, this side and this side 1 to 2 are parallel and no force will be exerted between these two paths because both are parallel. And when you see the current direction, it is just opposite. So the magnetic field or the force exerted in direction 3 to 4 and 1 to 2, it will be equal to 0. Now when you check towards the side 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, here also the force exerted here also when you check over here, it is on your positive y-axis direction and negative y-axis direction. So when you check these two sides, it is having either a positive y-axis direction or negative y-axis direction. Therefore in both the sides the force is contributed as a whole on the planar coil. Now for side 2 to 3, if you write the force F1, the general formula for the force F is equal to BIL Newton. So here I is common current, B IL, L into AY cross product with B into AX. Similarly the force exerted from the side 4 to 1, it is equal to, you can write the force exhibited is equal to F2. What is the current flowing in this direction? It is I and the length is opposite. So when you are going to consider that it is as a centroid, it is on your positive side and this side it is on your negative side. So it will be minus L in the direction of your AY vector cross product. The magnetic flux density B is in x-axis direction. When you do so, you will be getting the answer I, L, AY cross product with AX. It is moving in anti-clockwise direction. So I will be getting minus AZ. As a whole, after identifying, you will get F2 is equal to BLI Newton. Therefore, the force on the side 4 to 1 is going to be BLI Newton. Similarly, the current element along the direction 2 to 3, the momentum arm is given as R1 is equal to minus W by 2 into AX. Why? Because when you consider it from the center, when you are going to consider it from the center, it is going to be half or towards on the top side and half on the bottom side. So it is going to be del W by 2, W by 2 and W by 2 towards your y-axis direction. Therefore, the distance of the momentum from a arm R1 is equal to minus W by 2 into AX. Similarly, when you are going for the other side 4 to 1, it is going to be W by 2. You are going to take one side as positive and other side is negative. Therefore, the total torque about your y-axis T is equal to T1 plus T2, which is equal to R1 cross product with F1 plus R2 cross product with F2. Next one, when you substitute, after simplifying, you will get the value torque is equal to, momentum of torque is equal to BIS. S is going to be your surface area, which is equal to L into W. And the direction of your torque is all along your AY direction. This indicates the total force exerted in the rectangular coil as a whole, it is going to be 0. But we will get a torque along the axis of the rotation. And this expression is going to be valid only for the arbitrary shape of the coil, that is rectangular coil or square coil. Only to such conditions this particular torque, momentum of torque equation or angular momentum equation is valid. That momentum torque equation is valid only when you are going to consider the arbitrary shape of the coil. Magnetic dipole moment. In general, we can say the magnetic dipole moment M is equal to M divided by 2L. Now we'll see what is meant by a magnetic dipole moment. Magnetic dipole moment is like a two unlike poles of equivalent strength and parted by a small distance. For instance, the needle of a compass, a bar magnet or a magnetic dipoles will show the current loop is working as a magnetic dipole. Therefore, in general, a magnetic dipole is described as the product of pole strength and the distance admixed between the two poles. The distance between the two poles of the magnet or a magnetic dipole is named as a magnet length and is given as 2L. Magnetic dipole moment is a vector quantity and it has got the direction from south pole of the magnet to north pole. We can ask for this particular figure, it is going to be the pair of the magnet. For this pair of the magnet, the direction of the magnetic dipole moment is from south pole to north pole and the representation of the magnetic dipole moment is M. Therefore, the force on a magnetic dipole is because of both the poles of the magnet, and we can consider the magnetic dipole of the bar magnet is given as MB. MB is nothing but it is the moment force on north pole and which is along your magnetic field B. And since it is, if it is going to be opposite, we can write it as minus MB. These forces are equivalent in magnitude but opposite in direction, and they form a parallel couple that rotate the magnet clockwise and creates a net torque on the magnet because of the individual force in a couple. Thus, we have a torque acting on the bar magnet. The moment of couple is given as tau, and the equation for the couple is going to be M into B cross product 2L sin theta. M is going to be your angular momentum, that is momentum of the couple. Dipole moment is M, and theta is the angle between the magnet and the magnetic field. From this above, we can write the magnetic dipole moment M is equal to M into 2L. The magnetic dipole moment articulated is equal to MB sin theta, and it can be rephrased in the vector form as tau is equal to M cross product with B. And this is the required expression for your magnetic dipole force. Now we'll see the problems under magnetic dipole. Before that, we'll have some key points. The magnetic dipole is a current loop and it is defined as the product of current through the loop and the area of the loop directed normal to the current loop. From the definition, it is clear that your magnetic dipole moment is going to be the vector quantity, and hence we can write, according to the right hand thumb rule, we can write the direction of the unit vector is M is directed, and the figure whatever it is going to show, it will be going to give the magnetic dipole moment M is equal to I into S, AN. I is the current and S is going to be the surface area. The expression for the torque along the axis of the rotation of a planar coil is given as T is equal to BIS into AY vector. Using the definition for the magnetic dipole moment, the torque can be expressed as M into B. M is your magnetic dipole moment and B vector is your magnetic flux density. If you wanted to express the torque by means of your current element, we can write I into dl divided cross product with B. It is not the torque element. If you wanted to identify the force, if you are having a torque element, F is equal to I into dl cross product with B. From this, if you want to identify the torque T is equal to force into distance. If you wanted to identify the value of the angular momentum in torque in terms of your dipole moment, the formula is torque T is equal to M vector cross product with B. Now we'll see one problem. A rectangular coil is in the magnetic field given by B vector is equal to 0.05 AX plus AY divided by root 2 Tesla. Find the torque about Z axis when the coil is in the position shown and carries a current of 5 amps. Now this is the pictorial representation for the diagram given over here. Here the magnetic dipole moment is given as M vector is equal to I into SAN. It is the general formula for the magnetic dipole moment. S is going to be the surface area. Here the surface area is going to be 0.8 multiplied by 0.04 and AN is going to be the unit vector, normal unit vector. After that, when you substitute, the value of current is 5 amps and the value of surface area identified is 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. The magnetic dipole moment M is going to be I into S. But here what they have asked you to identify torque. Torque T is equal to M into B. The value of M is magnetic dipole moment. The value of the magnetic dipole moment is identified as 0.016 and it is multiplied with the magnetic flux density to produce a torque. After multiplying, we'll be getting the answer for the torque as 5.6568. To identify your magnetic dipole moment, the formula is going to be M is equal to I into S. I is your current and S is going to be the surface area and it is in the direction of your AY vector. And torque T is equal to magnetic dipole moment cross product with your magnetic flux density. This is how we need to identify the value of your magnetic dipole moment and magnetic flux density. Coming back to the second problem, a point charge Q is equal to minus 16 nanocoulomb is moving with a velocity 10 to the power of 6 meter per second in the direction specified by the unit vector. The unit vector given is 0.48 AX vector minus 0.6 AY vector plus 0.64 AZ vector. Here we need to determine the magnitude of the force on a moving charge in the presence of your magnetic field B. So magnitude of the force we need to identify. If you want to identify the magnitude of the force over here, F is equal to Q velocity V cross product with your magnetic field intensity of magnetic flux density. The value of Q given is 60 nanocoulomb and the value of velocity is 6 into 10 to the power of 6 and the value of B given is over 2AX minus 6AY plus 5AZ and also they had given the unit vector over here. So to do so we can just have the velocity V is equal to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 6 in the direction specified by the unit vector. So we need to multiply the 6 with this unit vector. After multiplying we'll get the answer. From there you can substitute the value of Q, velocity V and magnetic flux density B to identify the force on the moving charge. So the identified force on the moving charge is going to be, after doing calculation, it is 2 millinewton. A conductor of length 2.5 meter in Z is equal to 0 and X is equal to 4 meter carries a current of 12 amps in minus AY direction. Calculate the uniform flux density in the region if the force in the conductor is 12 into 10 to the power of minus 2 Newton in the direction specified by. So direction they had given. We know that force F is equal to I into dl cross product with B. We need to identify the value of magnetic flux density. Here we have the length and the current carrying 12 amps in AY direction. Now the formula to identify the value of B is equal to Bx into X plus By into Ay plus Bz into Az, as the given problem is having all the Cartesian coordinate system terminologies. The force exerted in the conductor is given by F is equal to I into dl cross product with B. From this you can find the value of B is an unknown parameter. So B you can write it as Bx into Ax plus By into Ay plus Bz into Az. I into dl, I value is 12 amps in the direction of Ay vector and the length is 2.5 meter. So we can write minus 12 Ay into 2.5, which is equal to force. What is the force given? Force given is 12 into 10 to the power of minus 2 in the direction specified by. So 12 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into minus Ax plus Az divided by root 2. From this we can identify the value of Bx, By and Bz like we're equating both sides of the equation and equating the coefficient of Ax, Ay and Az will get the answer of Bx, By and Bz as shown over here. Therefore, the value of your magnetic flux density is going to be 2.8267 into 2.8267 Ax plus 2.8267 Az millitesla. Next problem is a circular loop of radius r and current I lies in z is equal to 0 plane. So you have a circular current loop and this is lying in z is equal to 0 plane. It is nowhere connected with your z axis, and the torque for which it results if a current is in a phi direction and there is a uniform field. Here a or rho phi z axis is given. We need to analyze the given problem by means of cylindrical coordinate system. In this, the current is in a phi direction as shown over here. Therefore, the value of B is equal to, it is given in the problem. The magnetic dipole moment formula is I into S. S is going to be the surface area, but the surface area to be considered only all along your rho axis and phi axis. Z axis is equal to 0. Therefore, we can write M is equal to I. The surface area is pi r square. A is at vector. Now the total torque T is equal to magnetic dipole moment multiplied by your magnetic flux density. After multiplying, we'll get the answer pi r square B naught I divided by root 2 into AY vector. And here what we are going to see is, first you have to identify the magnetic dipole moment. Then the magnetic dipole moment needs to be multiplied with the magnetic flux density to get the total torque. The magnetic dipole moment is identified from the current and the surface area. So far we have completed what is meant by a magnetic dipole moment, magnetic dipole moment on a planar coil, how we can identify the value of your magnetic moment, magnetic dipole moment, how we can calculate the torque if the magnetic dipole moment is available. If it is not available, what is the other method of identifying the torque? So all these discussions we had held in this particular chapter. Thank you, students.